Let me first introduce from Shillong, Mr. Derek O'Brien, Rajya Sabha MP and also the leader of the AITC Parliamentary Party in the Rajya Sabha. Thank you very much. So nice to see you from Shillong, coal-bound state, where you have great hopes and expectations. But let's talk, Mr. Derek O'Brien, about the index of opposition unity. And the Congress party saying that yes, we will win, we will be the fulcrum, and everyone will come together. Is that even possible?
Well, Mr. Upadhyay, thank you for having me on the show, and I was listening to your opening comments, saying that there were two big pieces of political news in the week. I completely disagree that these were the two big news, but that's your prerogative and this is your show.
No,
I think there was a bigger piece of news for the last 1 week. The biggest piece of news in the last 1 week is 1 week has already gone by. Of course, these are the show is good because you're going to do on news which was created last week. But for the last 1 week, there still hasn't been a word from the Prime Minister on what has happened to the money of Life Insurance Corporation of India and State Bank of India. Not a line from the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister or everybody in government. Investments made in Life Insurance Corporation of India have crashed. So now we got that out of the way. That's the biggest piece of news.
Sure.
But if everyone's rushing and everyone is so concerned about the index of opposition unity, let me answer your question on the index of opposition unity. It's very, very simple. When we go into the 2024 election, the opposition is already united. In Maharashtra, the BJP will lose double-digit seats. In Bihar, again the opposition, as we call it, a united opposition, is there. Again, BJP will use double-digit seats. In West Bengal, it's the Trinamool's job is to ensure that the BJP loses double-digit seats. So there are the same formula works in Telangana or in Tamil Nadu. Mr. KCR, Mr. Stalin will lead their respective parties against Mr. Modi. If you're looking for index opposition unity and looking for one face to take on Mr. Modi, you're not going to see that, because the last time we read the Constitution of India, we are still, at least till February 2023, we are still a parliamentary democracy. It's not gone presidential as yet. I mean, I've been sitting here in Shillong for the last 2 months. I only see pictures of one gentleman. Okay, that's his prerogative. So it's not a presidential election, and I do believe that the opposition will take the Modi government on in 2024, and the result will be an aggregate of state elections.
Mr. Derek O'Brien, there is obviously this talk of how realistic will be the players in the opposition. And let's not call them opposition, because of course they think of, challenging the BJP and also defeating them. Let's call them opponents, right? So you, as a political opponent, do you think that the Congress party is realistic in thinking of itself as the main political party, the North Star in this formation? Do you think that's possible?
No. You see, that is being a little pompous on behalf of the Congress party to think that, or it is also being a little presumptuous, because I haven't made up these facts. 40, as Abhishek Banerjee, the National General Secretary of the TMC, had tweeted, 40 out of the last 45 assembly elections have been lost by the Congress. That's a fact. He didn't cook it up. In Bengal, the Congress and the Communists together the Congress fought 90 seats in Bengal, the left, the Communists fought about 150, they ended up with 0. And the Congress themselves have to, and that's a fair question you ask, the Congress themselves have to answer a few questions, rather than peep over their shoulder and criticize the Trinamool Congress before a Meghalaya election, because everyone here in Meghalaya seems to feel that it's a matchup, but I don't like to give big talk before elections. So the Congress have to also do some introspection. They are allies of the communists in Tripura last week. They were allies of the communists in Bengal a little over a year ago, but yet their MPs in Kerala, including Mr. Gandhi, get elected when they are opposing the communists. So these are the ideological questions which the Congress have to answer. And I'm sure the Congress are having their internal discussions now, and they'll come up with these answers. As far as the TMC goes, we are only going to states where the Congress has failed miserably to take the BJP on. Let me give you one example of another small state. We went to Goa. Yes, we got 8-9% of the vote first time out. 11 Congress MLAs got elected. Within 6 months, that number of 11 Congress MLAs has come down to 3 Congress MLAs. We want the Congress to do well. We want Congress to win in Karnataka. We want, and I believe they will win in Karnataka. The Congress have to play one-on-one matches like in Himachal. They won. Good for them. They've got to pull it off in Rajasthan. They've got to pull it off in Chhattisgarh.
So
They've got to pull it off in Madhya Pradesh.
Strengths, not your
Otherwise, we are
weaknesses.
leaving. Pardon me?
Is your advice to the Congress is to play to its strength and not weakness? If you can't possibly win,
I'm not here to give the Congress, no. I'm not here, it's not my job or my purpose to give the Congress party, a 100-year-old party, any advice. My role here is to see that how on the BJP government, whether it comes to unemployment, whether it comes to price rise, whether it comes to communal harmony, whether it comes to this monumental scam which they don't want to discuss in parliament, which involves large sums of money of the LIC and the SBI. I want these issues these issues have to be brought forth. These issues have to be amplified. They are not allowing, Parliament has been turned into a deep, dark chamber by this BJP. If the way we go, we will have a new parliament building. It will only be a building without any soul. These are the issues which young India have to know. Young India have to know how many crores of women have dropped out of the workforce in the last 5 years. That 4 crore youth don't have jobs.
Okay.
That the price of fuel, the price of gas, these are the realities. You can do all the cover up if you want and all the great advertising. The product, which is BJP governance, is a weak product. And I think sooner or later, people are going to realize that this is the reality. Opposition unity is a subject. Yes, don't worry about that. That will happen. That's a continuous process. We are talking about, please understand, in this democracy, we're talking about 6-7 large parties. Trinamool has almost 250 MLAs in Bengal. There are 3 parties working together in Maharashtra. Different dynamics. But in the BJP, it's 2 men, Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. And as I said, there's no personal attack here. Full respect to the Prime Minister, full respect to the Home Minister. But look at the way that internal dynamics of the BJP. What is the situation today in the BJP in Parliament? Nobody is allowed. All they do is thump desks, and then one media channel will write, the Prime Minister thumped his desk during the budget 134 times. It's important. It's important for the opposition to play their role. It's important for civil society to play their role.
Okay.
And in building up to 2024, the media owners, Mr. Upadhyay, have a very, very important role to play. If the opposition voice is not amplified, then I'm afraid that gives Mr. Modi and his government an unfair advantage. But I'm not a person here to sit down like Mamata Banerjee doesn't believe in that. We've got a match to win in 2024.
I would say,
and
Mr.
we
Derek
do
O'Brien,
believe
that on this program, we seem to have done a pretty good job on that count for the fact that we started with your voice and for a considerable amount of time. So thank you very much for joining us.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Mr. Upadhyay. Mr. Upadhyay, I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the tremendous credibility over the years which have been built, as you said, for 23 years on a show like this. That's appreciated. Keep up the good work. And I don't mean to sound condescending. It's cold in Shillong.
That's okay.
But all the best in Delhi.
That's okay. Usually the advice to all us journalists is to greet any compliment from a politician with a little bit of skepticism. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us,
then
Mr. Derek O'Brien. Thank you very much.